The Thorp T-211 Sky Skooter is a single-engine low-wing aircraft designed in the 40s by American engineer John Thorp. John Thorp is universally known in the light aircraft world. Or at least he should be, for he was the principal designer of nothing less than the Piper Cherokee, which, well, basically needs no introduction. John Willard Thorp was born in 1912 and was raised in the family property built by his grandparents in Lockford, California. The place has significant architectural and cultural importance, actually being a National Historic Landmark. Thorp studied at Boeing School of Aeronautics in Oakland, California, and worked for Lockheed in the 40s. There, he designed a little airplane called the Model 33 Little Dipper, which was a light, easy-to-fly stall airplane that Lockheed offered to the military as a flying motorcycle concept. To demonstrate the little airplane's capabilities, Thorp landed and took off from the courtyard of the Pentagon.
Wow!
But the war was over and interest in the flying motorcycle evaporated, so the project was shelved. With the lessons he learned from the Little Dipper, Thorp shifted his attention to a design aimed at the civil aviation market boom that was expected in the post-war years. The boom never really materialized, and Thorp kept tweaking the design, which matured into the T-211. The airplane was not a sales success at first, unable to compete with big players like Cessna that dominated the market then. It was only in the 1970s that, with the growth of the kit plane industry in America, several certified and experimental versions of the model began to appear. The airplane tested for this video, serial number 103, was built in March 1991 by Thorp Aero Incorporated of Sturgis, Kentucky, and exported to Brazil as a certified airplane, bearing the registration Papa Tango Oscar India Mike. Later on, it was transformed into an experimental and re-registered as Papa Tango Zulu Juliet Kilo. This is a truly one-of-a-kind machine in Brazil, being the only T-211 registered in the country today, in 2024. Serial number 103 has been portrayed on a magazine article for Voar magazine in Brazil in November 1991. The article was written by the late and great aeronautical engineer Fernando de Almeida, a famous and much revered pilot and aviation writer in Brazil. On that article, Fernando de Almeida cites the T-211 talent as a trainer due to its gentle flying qualities and robust construction. The T-211 Sky Skooter is equipped with a Continental O200 engine, developing 100 horsepower. The engine compartment opens in two halves, allowing easy access for inspection and for checking the oil. This unit has just come out of a complete restoration by engineer Pedro Melo from São Paulo, Brazil, and it's looking better than new. The prop installed is a Sensonic two-bladed fixed-pitch metal unit. The T-211 is quite a bit lighter than similar aircraft of its time, weighing around 300 pounds less than a Cessna 152, for example. The airplane is built of metal and it has corrugated wing skins, which make them stiffer without the need for too many wing ribs. There are only 3 ribs per side in the T-211's wings. Still, it's certified to +6 and -3 Gs. Pitch control is obtained through a stabilator, which John Thorp held a patent on, by the way. The little airplane is 18 feet long, with a 25-foot wingspan. The landing gear has hydro-pneumatic dampeners. The fuel tank is located behind the cockpit, like on the RV-12, and holds 21 gallons. You drain the fuel through this valve under the airplane. The Sky Skooter is not particularly sexy, any way you look at it, but it's got a satisfying quirkiness to it. This tiny airplane with wrinkled wing skins, a sporty sliding canopy, and kind of an overall Cherokee family look to it, end up leaving a good impression. Now let's get inside. It's not entirely easy to enter and exit the Sky Skooter, but once you learn the choreography, it can be done. There are designated areas to step on when entering and exiting the cockpit. The interior, like the rest of the airplane, appears very well built. It seems to have been built to last. The baggage compartment is behind the seats, and it's not small. Access is only possible on the ground, though. In terms of width, the T-211 is 2 inches wider than a Cessna 152. Vertically, though, there is not a lot of room. Taller people will bump the head in turbulence. That when the canopy is closed, because the T-211 can be flown with the roof off, offering a truly pleasant experience. Even with the canopy closed, visibility is excellent though. The T-211 has sticks, and you fly with your left hand when seated on the left. The panel is well organized with instruments logically grouped. The power lever, mixture control, and carb heat lever are laid vertically in the center. These are the external and cabin lighting controls. Flaps are mechanically actuated through this Johnson bar. This bar commands the brakes that actuate simultaneously on both main gears. Elevator trim is accomplished through this wheel. The fuel shut-off valve is located here. There's even a cigarette lighter. And by the way, it still works. Okay then. Clear prop! With 2 adults on board, 14 gallons of fuel, a temperature of 72 Fahrenheit, taking off from a 2,300-foot elevation dirt runway, with an altimeter setting of 3018, we needed 900 feet for takeoff. During climb, we used full power and maintained an IAS of 60 knots, which resulted in a 400 feet per minute climb rate. Leveled at 4,000 feet and setting 2,450 RPMs, we saw 80 knots indicated, which we calculated to be 86 true. With wide open throttle, which gave us 2,600 RPMs, our calculated true airspeed was 92 knots. The Sky Skooter's handling resembles a Cherokee 140's, but it's a little more fun. Control reactions are predictable and pitch and roll responses are well harmonized. The rudder on the T-211 is minuscule and large pedal inputs are required. But the pedals are super light, so it's easy to deflect them enough, and you learn almost immediately to fly coordinated. Fernando de Almeida was right. The T-211 would be a great primary trainer because of its gentle flying qualities and solid build. As a bonus, the little airplane offers the not very common opportunity to fly with the canopy open, which makes anyone smile. At low speeds, the Sky Skooter also behaves very well, conveying a feeling of safety to the pilot in the traffic pattern. The Thorp T-211 Sky Skooter is a pleasant surprise, a secret worth telling. For one reason or another, it never really took off in terms of production numbers, but as we could confirm, it was not the airplane's fault. Anyway, so it is in life, in art, and in aviation. Not always the best ones are the most successful ones. We're just thankful to have had the privilege of flying this rare gem.